Hello everyone, welcome to the Q&A practice portion of the 100 class. We're going to start off with some Q&A with the plaintiff questioning. Ready? Now, Officer Newmeyer, you were in possession of information from which you concluded that Mr. Stevenson had information that would be of value to you in some investigation. Well, I will object as being ambiguous, Your Honor. May we have the question, Miss Reporter? Do you follow that question? I would have to answer that yes, as the question was stated. I would say yes. Thank you. Now, what was the case that you were investigating that supplied that information? I was interested in finding out where a party by the name of Cordova was living. I had information that Mr. Cordova was living on Willow Lane within the general vicinity of this particular property, 2204 Willow Lane, Memphis, Tennessee. Did you have any information that indicated to you that Mr. Cordova knew Mr. Stevenson or Mr. Stevenson knew Mr. Cordova? Not specifically, no, sir. Did you have any information that Mr. Cordova was living at or might be at Willow Lane? As I previously stated, the information I had at my disposal at that time was that Mr. Cordova was living somewhere on Willow Lane in that general vicinity, and knowing the vicinity, there were only about 3 places that had actual residences on them, and this 2204 was one of the residences that was occupied by Mr. Stevenson. All right, at that time then, you knew that 2204 Willow Lane was occupied by Mr. Stevenson? To the best of my knowledge, it was occupied by Mr. Stevenson. All right. And what was the source of your information regarding Mr. Cordova? Deputy Martin Cohen of the Tennessee Criminal Investigation Bureau. Was that the only source of information that you had regarding this Mr. Cordova? No. All right. What was the other source or sources? General Street conversation with individuals that I have arrested, people that I talked to. I had arrested Cordova in the past. He was a large supplier of dangerous drugs, narcotics, in the Memphis area. He had done time in the state penitentiary, and he was involved in a lot of nefarious activities in our community. No one in particular, nothing specific, other than the information from Deputy Cohen and what I had stored from my vast resources in talking to people. All right, now in connection with your previous arrests of Mr. Cordova, had he ever indicated that he, at any time, had lived or had business transactions at 2204 Willow Lane? Objection, immaterial. Quite material. Goes to the issue of this officer's knowledge. The facts that he possessed at the time that he went there and whether or not those facts reasonably justified his going to that location at all. We will hear from you. I didn't hear you. We will hear from you. Well, Your Honor, he said that he had information from Deputy Cohen. What he found out from Mr. Cordova during past arrests is immaterial. The question is what he had in his possession on the date he went to 2204 Willow Lane concerning Mr. Cordova. If I may add, he indicated he received information in addition to that, which he had from Officer Cohen through several other sources, one of which was his previous arrests of Cordova, and secondly, through conversations that he had with other people that he had arrested, and information regarding Cordova's activities as a large drug dealer. Overruled, you may answer. Read the question, Miss Reporter. Thank you, Your Honor. No. All right. Was 2204 Willow Lane an address that was in any way connected with large-scale drug activities in this area in your personal experience? It would be a matter of semantics with you and me, sir. I don't know what you mean by large scale. Large scale, for the purpose of clarification, would be used in reference to the question in the same context that you used it in regard to Mr. Cordova's activities in this, yes, sir, area. Yes, sir. And the answer is yes. 2204. Yes, sir. 2204 Willow Lane has been brought to my attention as possibly a large-scale traffic spot for drugs in that area. Now, had you made any arrests for drugs at 2204 Willow Lane prior to the time that you went there? No, sir. I had not. Do you know anyone else, fellow officers, that had made such arrests at that address? No, sir, I do not. Then would it be fair to say that your opinion that this 2204 Willow Lane was connected with large-scale drug transactions would be true if Cordova, the man you were looking for, had been there or had activities there? No, sir. Okay, switching transcripts. All right, this material is car accident related, and it will be defense questioning. Do you know what year that truck is? I don't really know. I think it is a 2009. Do you know if your family bought that truck new or used? New. Did it have a bumper on it when it was purchased? Yes. Okay. Now, when you got out of the car, you saw this blue car underneath the rear portion of the truck? Yes. the gate of the truck? Yes. Did the truck have a shell on it, or is it an open bed? It was an open bed. Was the driver of the blue car able to pull his car free from under the truck? No, he was trying, but my mom said, "You better turn off your car because something's leaking." Something was leaking from his car? Yes. You and your sister got out of the truck, correct? Yes. Did you both get out of the same door? No. You got out your mother's door? Yes. What did you see your mother do after the accident? She walked up to talk to him to make sure he wouldn't leave. How did you know? Strike that. Did you have any conversations with the... You said there was a woman driving a car in front of yours? Yes. Did you talk to her yourself? No. Did your mother talk to her? Yes. Okay. That concludes our 100 Q&A practice. Have a great day.